Boys and girls around the world, we are live. We are back here with another episode of Quiet Storm Sports Gang. Shout out to you. Salute to you. Make sure you comment down below your thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, whatever you got from yesterday's preseason win over the Philadelphia Eagles. We are back. Somebody wake it up out there, huh? Wake it up out there. Wake it up, because we back officially. Officially. Man, it feels good. It feels so good. Oh, yo, what's going on, OG? We got Miss Moderator Tila's in the chat as well. She says, Ravens, let's go. Tila, we've been waiting all offseason. We've been waiting all offseason for a performance like what we saw last night. Look, I got a lot to break down here on this episode. I had an epiphany. Let me start here. King Blaze, I see you in the chat. Glaucoma, I see you in the chat. What up, what up, what up? Let me start here. The Ravens flat out dominated the Eagles tonight, 24-7. It was damn near a shutout until they scored a garbage time touchdown. But the epiphany that I had came because of the way the Ravens were dominating the game. For those of you guys who watched the live watch party stream, I was with a friend of mine who's an Eagles fan. We were watching the game together and stuff. And by the end of the game, he said that he didn't know. Julian, thank you for the jewels. Let him cook. 750 jewels. Thank you so much, Julian. Appreciate that. But no, my friend, he said that he didn't know, like, really what had happened. Like, he didn't know how the Ravens were being so dominant and how the Eagles looked so just like docile. Like, they just kind of laid down. Like, they really didn't put up much of a fight. He was like, he didn't know how that happened. And I said, you know what? Normally, when you have an all-around domination like that from one team to another, where it's just like you kind of look up, it's fourth quarter, and like the whole game feels like a blur. Like, damn, how did we get here? We're getting dominated. Normally, that has to do with coaching. When there's not just one individual player who's just flat out taking over a game and just dominating himself, which is not what happened. When that happens, normally you just got outcoached. You got severely outcoached. And that's what we saw last night. I think that's the biggest takeaway. It's not Jacoby Lane. It's not Hibner. It's not Tyler Loop. It's not, it's not any of those guys. Keon Martin. It's not any of those guys. Number one is we flat out outcoached them. It was bad. It was bad. The Eagles had no answers. You talk about the Ravens getting 31 first downs in that game. 31 first downs to the Eagles 6. The Eagles never converted on third down. Is anybody hearing what I'm saying right now? Like, that was coaching. All around, just pitched a shutout. Again, outside of the one garbage time touchdown, the Ravens pitched a shutout. And I need everybody to understand that. Quoni, GG, thank you for the jewels, brother. I need everybody to understand that. That was a coaching masterclass. Oh, Sutton, it's only week 1 of preseason. I don't give a damn. I don't. That was spectacular. I'm a believer now in Minter. That's all it took. I'm a believer. One thing that I saw defensively, the Ravens, again, they didn't have like one necessarily like standout player, but you could tell just what the schemes, like what they were running. The Eagles, they had no answers. They didn't know what to do. The quarterbacks, and we mention this all the time, Jesse Minter, he does a great job at like disguising coverages and disguising, his defense pre-snap to post-snap and all those sort of things. You saw that on screen last night. You saw that in real time. Right? The quarterbacks, whether it was Andy Dalton or Tanner McKee or whoever else they had out there at quarterback for the Eagles, they would drop back with confidence thinking, okay, pre-snap, I saw this, that, and the third. So I know I need to go here with the ball. I know I'm going to be hot from this side. They felt like they had it figured out. But post-snap, everything changed. And what it caused was a second of hesitation. A second of hesitation. That's why their passing game was basically non-existent. Those quarterbacks were out there hesitating. They couldn't pull the trigger. They didn't even know what they were looking at. They didn't know what they were looking at. And again, this is with backups, second, third, and fourth string guys. He's making them look like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but he's making them look like a primetime Ravens defense. Let me just say that. And again, with no Kyle Hamilton on the field, no Roquan Smith, no Nate Wiggins, no Marlon Humphrey, no Nnamdi Madubuike, Travis Jones, no Trey Hendrickson. Do you understand? Like, all right. All right. Defense was flying around, man. We deserve this. Tila, we deserve this. Let me read the chat a little bit. Let me see. 3 penalties. Joanne, thank you for bringing that up. Only 3 penalties in that game. That's coaching. That type of discipline for guys who are just trying to make the roster. 3 penalties all game. 3 penalties. You only let up 7 points. And like I said, a garbage time touchdown at that. And pretty much everywhere else you were hitting. Jesse Minter's special, yo. He's special. Everybody about to see. The Ravens about to hurt a whole lot of feelings. They're about to hurt a whole lot of feelings. Miss Fancy Pants is in the chat. What's going on, Miss Fancy Pants? A member here in PRP. Thank you so much, Miss Fancy. She says, I would just also like to say that my Orioles took 3 straight from the Rays. It's a great weekend. There you go. There you go. I'm not a huge baseball fan. I am an O's fan. I am an O's fan. I just don't follow the O's like that. But shout out to the O's. If they're doing something good, I'm happy about that. Feel me? I'm happy about that. When was the last time the Ravens outcoached another team? Always blessed. Shit. Last time we outcoached another team? Like, that's a good question. When's the last time the Ravens won a game because we outcoached the other team? That's a good question. I don't even know, man. I really don't know. I'd probably have to say, like, maybe that Browns game from last year. You know, the one where Mark Andrews takes the end around, or no, the fake tush push, and then he runs it in for a touchdown. That was a tough game, but at the end of the day, I feel like we had the upper hand on them coaching wise. But even that wasn't that much of a, you know, it was nowhere near as impressive as what I saw last night. And again, albeit preseason, but you got to remember the Eagles were favored to win that game. The Eagles were 4-point favorites over the Ravens, and the Ravens went out there and trounced them. Just embarrassed them. To the point where, like I said, you have Eagles fans talking about, like, I don't even know what just happened. Like, what just happened? Like, yeah, you got outcoached. You got outcoached severely. Let me see. Chef Trez says, meanwhile, Harbaugh was in New York with that clueless facial expression. Oh, yeah, he had the Harbs face. He had the Harbs face, and he gave some little Harbaugh-isms or whatever at the press conference. I saw that too. Let me see. I'm glad we don't have to see that stupid mug anymore. Hold up. The Ravens only had 3 penalties? That's right, Aggie. Only 3. Kogan says, Sutton, you think your guy Bateman's seat is warming up after 6 and 13's performances out there? Okay, so let's get into it. Jacoby Lane and Elijah Surratt. I will address both of them separately. Let's start with Jacoby. Lane. Jacoby Lane last night had, 3 catches for, I think, 38 yards and a touchdown. But most importantly, you know what I saw from Jacoby Lane? I saw a level of maturity that I did not know that he had. I saw an even keeledness from him. Again, love the touchdown. I'll break that down in a second. I love his other, his catches, his other catches too. But more than anything, I saw a player who was NFL ready. I saw a player who was not rattled, who was not shaken by the moment. I saw a player who did not tremble under the lights. That's what I saw out of Jacoby Lane. Let me know in the chat. Am I wrong? Like, did he not look like a polished veteran? I mean, he's catching first down passes and getting up and, doing the first down point for, and even just on camera. I don't know. You guys know I like to rant. I like to yap a little bit. That's what I was feeling though. Like, it felt like he was a grown up out there. And it's weird. Like, I don't quite know how. I'm hoping that you're picking up what I'm putting down right now. But Jacoby Lane, he looked mature. And that over anything else that he did was most promising to me. He looked mature out there. He had a catch where the ball was kind of behind him. He adjusts his body, makes that catch cleanly. Of course, the touchdown pass where he goes over the middle and there's two Eagles defenders like trying to drag him down, but he refuses to go down before he gets in the end zone. Again, we talk about size not being a skill, but it's something that he uses to his advantage, and he uses very well. Very well. He leverages his size very well. Jacoby Lane does. AO, appreciate the sub. He does. Man, and by the end of this season, like I said before, he could be threatening wide receiver one. Lamar Jackson talked about him after the game, said, hey, this is a receiver we need, like big body, big frame, big hands. Lamar knows he can just throw it up to this kid. He knows that. I said it a couple of weeks ago. It's only going to take a few big plays in training camp, and then God forbid he does something in the preseason. Because then it's over. The coach is going to be like, okay, that's our guy. Next 4 years, Jacoby Lane, that's our guy. Lamar Jackson, oh, we lost Isaiah Likely. Now I need another big body target who can catch outside of his frame. Got him. Jacoby Lane. He's here. I need the entire league to wake the hell up and recognize. What do you say? I need you to put the word out there that we back up. Jacoby Lane is like that. He's as advertised. The truth, the hype is real. Is real. We made the Eagles our bitch last night. Yeah, we did, Dylan. We sure did. Now, in terms of Elijah Surratt led the team in receptions and receiving yards last night. Elijah Surratt he proved to be extremely valuable in between the 20s, which is what we expected from him. We expected him to be like a possession receiver type of guy. Elijah Surratt is 6'3", 200 pounds, something like that. And he's got very strong hands. He can go over the middle. He's not afraid of it, right? He doesn't shy away from contact. Even with a guy draped all over him, at the catch point, his hands are sure. And that's exactly what we expected out of Elijah Surratt. And I'm glad that he had the performance that he did yesterday. I think he had 6 catches, I want to say. I mean, let me see Elijah Surratt's stats real quick. Let me see Elijah Surratt stats yesterday. What did he do? 6 catches for 66 yards. 6 catches for 66 yards. They also had him on some punt returns, too. But he looked good in between the 20s. He really did. Obviously, he had the fumble, and I talk about it all the time. I say it. I mean, a lot of y'all probably don't, y'all don't listen to your boy Sutton. But I tell y'all this all the time. All that juking back and forth, cutting back and all that stuff, it's cool. But really all it does at the end of the day, it creates angles. For defenders to come up and punch that ball out. We saw what happened to Elijah Surratt last night when he fumbled. We've seen that exact same thing happen to Zay Flowers 3, 4, 5, 6 times in his career. And don't take that as I'm like crapping on Zay Flowers. I'm not. I'm just saying You cannot cut back and forth in traffic. You just can't. You just can't. If you're weaving back and forth in traffic, you're asking for an accident. You're asking for an accident. It's an accident waiting to happen. And that's what happened to Elijah Surratt last night. That's what happened. Oh, we got a super chat donation. Who's this one coming from? Jay.
The biggest thing I saw, Sutton, was a team that played 4 quarters of football, which was so refreshing. When was the last time we had a coaching staff coach a near goose egg? Also, thoughts on 23?
Yeah, so, 4 quarters of football. You're right about that. It was unwavering. It was, again, completely dominant. There was no point in that game where I felt like the Eagles were even trying to tip the scales and like turn the tides on. It's like it just nothing that they did worked. Nothing that they did worked. And the Ravens put together 4 quarters of football. You're right about that. When was the last time we had a coaching staff coach a near goose egg? I mean, we did coach a goose egg last year against the Bengals. I would say that's probably another game that we outcoached the other team. Because remember last year we beat the Bengals like 24-0 or 23-0 or something like that. But no, this felt different though. This felt different. Because again, like I said, the Eagles were favored to win this game. The Eagles had more depth, right? They had more depth than the Ravens did. And that didn't show up last night. It didn't show up last night. Let me see. Thoughts on 23? Who's 23? Am I missing something here? Ravens 23. I thought 23 was Simpson. Let me see. Who's 23? Oh, Randall. That's right. Oh shoot. What am I thinking? What number is Simpson? Why did I think Simpson was 23? Anyways, Adam Randall. He's another guy for me who I put it in the video that I just posted. Like his stock went up for me. I do believe that his vision needs to be better. I feel like his vision and his patience needs to be better. Adam Randall. Because I felt like there were some times last night where he was like running directly into the line without even really kind of reading where the gaps were, like where he had open space and things like that. I felt like he kind of left some yards on the field in that regard. But I will say this, he fought like hell. He fought like hell through contact. And you saw that on the touchdown run. The touchdown run, I mean, I think the play started at like the 4-yard line. He gets like held up by one of the defenders. Maybe it was a linebacker. I can't quite remember. But he pushes through, keeps the legs churning, and he gets into the end zone. We have to remember that Adam Randall is a 6'4", 240 pounds, something like that, running back. He's damn near the same size as Derrick Henry. Okay, he's damn near the same size as Derrick Henry. Only thing is, obviously, he was not running behind, the starting unit in terms of the offensive line all night. He wasn't doing that. But I do. Here's the thing. Adam Randall, he's not going to get a boatload of opportunities this season because you still have, of course, Derrick Henry. Justice Hill, I think, is going to back him up. And you're probably only going to see Adam Randall in spurts, probably in garbage time of games. But I need him to get more repetition because I can see the potential is there. Like his athletic traits and qualities like show me that, okay, this guy can actually be special one day. Of course, he's great as a pass catcher. He was a former receiver before he was a running back. But you can tell he's just still a little bit raw for the running back position, especially at the NFL level. Again, I was encouraged by what I saw. From him. And so I would say stock up for Randall, but so much. He had like 12 carries for like 40 something yards or something like that. And then of course the touchdown. Stock is up for him, but like it rose ever so slightly. I got to see what he does in the next 2 preseason games. Jay, thank you so much for the $10 super chat donation, making it rain here at the Purple Rain podcast. Let me see. Let me catch up on the chat here. DG says you can motion him out of the backfield and get him on the move against linebackers and safeties. Yeah, because he's going to be a lot faster than a lot of linebackers and a lot bigger than a lot of safeties. So he is a walking mismatch if you get him out to that second level. I totally agree with that. He's raw at running back. He's been a receiver his whole career until last season. And you can tell, Dwayne. You can tell, right? Like, that's why I'm not like, I wasn't expecting a huge performance out of him. I think I said this the other day. He was going to be a player that I was definitely watching. I was going to have my eye on because I knew he would get a lot of play in the preseason, and he did. But he just didn't have that one big play or two big plays or whatever. Like the touchdown again was nice, but I need to see more. And what can you really expect from a 6th round pick? You know what I mean? Or 6th or 7th round, whatever it was for Adam Randall. But we just got to continue to monitor him and see what he does next week. Was Bateman at the game last night? I don't know. Somebody had mentioned, I forgot to answer that part of the question. Is Jacoby and Elijah Surratt challenging for that wide receiver 2 spot? No. I think Bateman is still firmly locked in as wide receiver 2. Jacoby Lane, I think, is firmly locked in as wide receiver 3. I will say that. Like, there's no questions. Jacoby Lane is the future when it comes to pass catchers on this team. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not gonna be too hyperbolic about it. But he is the future. He's absolutely the future. Jacoby Lane is. He's got all the traits, right? And the kid is like so mentally, like even if you watch this interview, you guys see the interview with Evan Washburn after the game. Jacoby Lane is just like, I don't know how he does it. Like the kid, like you see him at practice and he's like super hyper, he's doing TikTok dances and he's super charismatic and all these things. And then like when it's time to play the game, he's all business. He's just 100% business. Look, I don't give a damn about nothing else. We got a game to play. I got to perform. Like the fact that he can flip that switch on and off. Dude is special. Dude is special, man. Dude is special. So overall, I loved what I saw from Jacoby Lane. I liked what I saw from Elijah Surratt. I thought that Elijah Surratt proved that, again, he can be that move the chains kind of guy between the 20s. Even in the red zone, I think he can be a threat as well. But of course, that fumble, he's got to clean those things up. He's got to clean the fumbling up. He said that after the game, he can't even remember the last time he fumbled before that moment. And he said he promises it's not going to happen again, which I have faith in him that it's not going to happen again. I think that was kind of like a welcome to the NFL moment for Surratt, which, these things happen. But no, I was very encouraged by our young pass catchers. Another player whose stock rose for me, Matthew Hibner. Matthew freaking Hibner, man. Let's talk about it. Let me pull up his stats really quick from last night so I don't get it wrong. Matt Hibner. He started off the game with a bang. He had 5 catches for 61 yards. And his first catch went for 29 yards. That was on the first drive of the game for the Ravens. 29 yards down the field, Matthew Hibner went on a wheel route. And he caught the ball up the sideline in stride. Tyler Huntley hit him perfectly on time. It was a beautiful pitch and catch, to be honest with you. But the catch is where I'm really like kind of swooning over. I'm just like, bro, that's what we've been needing. That's what we've been waiting for. Real quick, we do have a super chat donation from Love Y'all Forever. Thank you so much. Dropping the 2-piece in the chat. Says Elijah Surratt's ceiling is Adam Thielen, I think. And you know what? Love Y'all Forever. If that's his ceiling, look, chat. Adam Thielen, because I see what you're saying. Like technical route runner. He can get open against anybody. Sure hands, tough as nails, right? Like not going to be super flashy, right? But it's just reliable. Reliable type receiver. I can see that. But if that's the case, and you got, again, Elijah Surratt, who's reliable, Waffle House, between the 20, he's money, right? He can move the chains. And then you got Jacoby Lane, who's like an above the rim kind of guy. When you need to throw it up to him on 3rd and long, 4th and long, whatever. If you see him one-on-one, hey, look, I'm trusting him one-on-one to go and get that rebound, to go and make that play. You know what I mean? And then you also, of course, you got, we're not even talking about Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers underneath losing. I mean, because teams are going to focus on Zay. Let's just be real. Teams are going to focus on Zay and try to take him out of the game. That's what they're going to do. And it's going to open up so many opportunities for guys like Elijah Surratt, for guys like Jacoby Lane, even Rashad Bateman, you know? But you saying that Adam Thielen is his ceiling? Man, that excites me. That excites me. Because I agree. I see what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. All right, who else? Yeah, Matthew Hibner, though. Matthew Hibner. We had questions about what tight end was going to emerge as, the playmaking tight end on this team. As much as we all love Mark Andrews, and we do love Mark Andrews, don't do that. I see you out there rolling your eyes. Don't do that. Mark Andrews, he done been there for us for the most part, right? He done been there for us for the most part. But now in the big 2026, we can't really rely upon Mark Andrews. Them just the facts. You can't really rely upon Mark Andrews. So we were looking at this tight end room like, okay, who's going to step up? Who's going to be the next guy? Is it going to be Hibner? Is it going to be Cuevas? Right? And yesterday, from the time I'm recording this video, Matthew Hibner, he showed up, he showed out. And most importantly, here was my other thing with Jacoby Lane as well. A lot of these young guys, more than anything last night, they gained so much confidence. So much confidence. And I think that was the most important part. You could see Matthew Hibner celebrating after catches. Like, it was like a sigh of relief almost. Like, I'm here. I made it. I'm in the NFL. Like, oh, shit. I'm in the NFL. I made it. Now I got to start making plays. They start making plays. Like, oh, yeah, I belong here. I belong here. I expect to see Matthew Hibner throughout the rest of this preseason to continue making plays. I don't think that it was a fluke. I don't think that last night was any sort of anomaly. He's going to keep making plays. By the way, beautiful play design too. Beautiful play design. Let me see. Monty dropping the $2 in the chat. Thank you so much, Monty. Says Andrews is about to have a concussion because helmet. Bingo. Thank you so much for reminding me about that, Monty. And thank you for the donation. But thank you for reminding me about that. I don't know if y'all saw, but after Matthew Hibner had that big catch in the first quarter, he went on the sideline and Mark Andrews was hyping him up. And he headbutts Mark Andrews. But Mark Andrews was not dressed. He did not have on a helmet. And Matthew Hibner did. That's how you know that kid was feeling himself. Because I'm sure he did not mean to. And I think he did a little apology. He was like, oh, but shit, my bad, bro. Like, I just headbutted you. I have a helmet on. You don't. Like, but that's how fired up the kid was. He knew, like, again, you talk about confidence, a confidence booster. You can tell he got that last night. So expect going forward in the rest of these training camp practices and, the joint practice with the Vikings this upcoming week, and then the game against the Vikings, and then the game against the Commanders. Expect Matthew Hibner to continue making plays. His confidence is growing by the second. Man. And Andrews probably is going to have a concussion. He probably woke up this morning. His head was probably hurting like a motherfucker, man. I'm telling you. That was crazy. Hibner was turned. He was hype. Man. He was hype. I loved it. I love to see it, too. I love to see it. Man, Ravens football is back. Ain't it, chat? Ravens football is back, man. Oh, I'm so happy. I couldn't be happier, y'all. I could not be happier. Like the video for Ravens football officially being back. For our biases being confirmed last night that Jesse Minter is a good coach. Because, the national media all been talking about, we just don't know what Jesse Minter is going to look like. We just don't know. It's like, bro, put 2 and 2 together for one time in your life. Put 2 and 2 together, right? You got a coach who is coming from the Chargers, who turned their defense up. Turn them around from worst to first, basically. Then it's coming to the Ravens, who are known historically for defense, who have more pieces on that defense, more talent on that defense than the Chargers have. Why would you think anything different? I mean, Jesse Minter got guys out there last night. Keon Martin looking like a starter. David Olajiga looking like a starter. TJ Tampa looking like a starter. He got all these guys playing well. Again, the team only had 3 penalties total the whole game. I need everybody to wake up and smell the motherfucking coffee. Excuse my language. Or don't. Look, man, smell the coffee, man. The Ravens are here. But let me continue, though, with my notes from the game. Matthew Hibner, I love what I saw from him. Let's talk Venga Ioane. Listen, Venga only played 2 drives. But in those 2 drives, I saw all I needed to see. And what I saw was physicality. What I saw was aggression. And what I saw was good technique. I thought that he played, because I went back and I watched all 15 of his snaps. I thought he played with great pad level. I thought Venga Ioane played with great hand placement and technique. Right? He did lose. It was like 1 or 2 reps where he did lose. Right? I think the D tackle hit him with it was like a quick like juke move like inside. Like he kind of faked him out one way, came back in the other way, and Venga just wasn't quite quick enough to pick up on it. And the dude ended up getting into the backfield. Outside of that, and I think that was Ty Robinson from the no, it wasn't Ty Robinson. It was somebody else. But outside of that, though, Venga looked great. He looked great. You know, there was the one play where he I don't want to say pancake. He kind of blindsided the Eagles defender who was like trying to get in the backfield, because whoever that was, he was already getting blocked by somebody else, and Venga just kind of came in and cleaned him up from the side, and but overall Venga looked good. He looked good. I can't wait to see him. I'm curious to know if they're going to continue to start him for the rest of the preseason. Venga Ioane. We'll have to monitor that and see who they do play and who they don't play going into next week. But no, I love what I saw from Venga. Just wasn't too much to assess. He didn't have too many snaps to assess, but from what he did have, he looked good. Outside of that, by the way, we have 180 people watching live right now. Shout out to you guys. Thank y'all so much for coming through to this episode of Quiet Storm Sports right here on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button, and sub to the channel if you're new. Let's continue this Ravens Yap session here. Hollis, thank you for the sub. Hollis. Welcome to the Rain Gang. So, Venga looked good. Who else? On the offense, I'm trying to think. Emory Jones did not have the best day. Okay, there were multiple times where he had gotten beat. And, I honestly think that Emory Jones struggling, I mean, it's only year 2 for him, but I think the guy just needs more reps, man. I mean, he hasn't gotten the opportunities, like just flat out. He played 2 games last season? Something like that, 2 games, maybe 3 max. Right? He just hasn't had the opportunity. He hasn't had the reps. You got to get him out there more often. I think that, he shows a lot of promise, but right now he's pretty inconsistent. And I think that you can fix that by just literally getting him more snaps. But the problem is he's not going to get those snaps, especially going into the regular season, because you've got John Simpson, who's going to be playing that left guard spot, and then Venga, who's going to be playing that right guard spot. So unless he emerges as a center candidate or something like that, which I highly doubt, he won't be seeing the field too often. But he's going to be another guy who I'm going to be watching very closely in the last 2 weeks of preseason. But yeah, Emory Jones, he didn't have his best showing last night. He didn't. There was one play where a guy, was just quicker than him, got around him. There was another play where he just got overwhelmed. I think it was a bull rush or something. And he allowed a sack on Tyler Huntley, so that wasn't good. But again, we got to see him get more reps, and we'll see what he does. But outside of that, let's go to the defense, shall we? Let's talk some defense. Oh, before we do that, I didn't see much in Pinner. Yeah, I mean, center, it was hard to assess last night, right? It was hard to assess. You saw some good, you saw some bad. I saw they had a Pinter out there, and then it was Javon Gwynn. I didn't see Corey Bullock out there. Let me know if y'all did. I didn't see Corey Bullock out there, but I saw Pinter. I saw Gwynn. Nothing really to write home about. I think that position group is still very much so up in the air. We have to see. But getting over to the defense, though, I saw I was watching Zion Young a lot early in the game, and I felt like he didn't have much of an impact, but at the same time, he was going up against a lot of double teams. He was getting chipped. Like, he didn't really have a whole lot of free rushes, nor did he have a whole lot of opportunity to kind of set the edge and stop the run, which is kind of like his specialty. There were a couple times, excuse me, there were a couple times where he did do that, but by and large, you didn't really see too much out of Zion Young last night. Keon Martin. Keon Martin. He's a guy who I am extremely impressed with. I continue to be impressed with Keon Martin. Keon Martin, last night, he had a sack. It's proven that he can do whatever that, the coaches ask of him. He's a willing tackler. He's a great tackler. On top of being a willing tackler, he's a great strategic tackler. Not a lot of people talk about that, but getting there's an art form to tackling, to getting another grown man on the ground and impeding his progress and not letting him get extra yardage and things like that. Keon Martin specializes in that. He specializes in that. And I really want to see Keon Martin have a bigger role in this defense. It's going to be hard with all the talent that's ahead of him, but I think he's definitely earned some snaps, and some meaningful snaps in the regular season. So we'll see if they give those to him. But man, Tila says he plays big too. He does. He does. He does. He does. He just flashed in the highlights for me. Jeremiah says he's so good. He's so good. My bad, chat. I don't mean I'm not trying to ignore the chat. I'm really not. I'm just trying to get through all my thoughts here. I see my guy Coach in the chat. What's going on, Coach? Sip 2 tally. My man Coach he was live yesterday too. I gotta check that out. I haven't checked it out yet. I gotta check it out. I'm sure y'all's having a good old time over there on Coach's channel. Let me see. Dylan in the chat says Zay is number 1, Jacoby's number 2, Bateman's number 3. Please don't hurt me, Sutton. Listen, man. Y'all know I'm a Rashad Bateman truther here on this channel. But if that boy Jacoby Lane continues doing what he's doing, and we didn't even see nothing crazy spectacular. We saw some routine stuff, but that's what you want to see, right? I'm not just all about the spectacular catch. If you can do the routine stuff, if you can go over the middle, strong hands, catch the football, even if it's a little bit off your spot, right? You can adjust to it. If you can do that in this league, routinely, that means everything. That means everything. And Jacoby Lane showed last night that he can do the routine stuff. So if he can do the routine stuff on top of the spectacular stuff, the extraordinary stuff, then yeah, I mean, he would deserve that wide receiver 2 and probably even the wide receiver 1 spot. But he's got to continue to stack these games. So far, he's passed every test. I'll say that. He's passed every test. So he's well on his way. He's well on his way, Dylan. I'm not mad at you. Who else on the defense, though? So Keon Martin was playing well. TJ Tampa, I thought, played well last night. Shout out to him. We're going to need him this year. Ethan Burke, I thought, had a pretty decent showing. Who else did y'all see on defense? Let me see. Whole defense was just dominant. Yeah. Love how the secondary tackles, says Kwame. Me too. Who was the backup to Lamar Jackson? Oh, it's Tyler Huntley for sure. Definitely Tyler Huntley. But Joe Fagnano looked good last night too. Joe Fagnano looked comfortable. I mean, of course, he had the 1 interception, but other than that, he looked comfortable back there. I can't really say too many bad things about Joe Fagnano last night. He looked good. Aeneas Peebles, I thought, had a pretty decent day as well. We were talking about on the live stream yesterday, his get off is crazy fast. He's still a little bit like a raw talent to me, because his game is not very well rounded out. Of course, run stuffing's not really his thing. He can just get off the ball damn quick, right, from the interior. And I think it honestly, his speed surprises his speed surprises a lot of guys, which is something that I'm hoping that Jesse Minter can kind of hone and develop him into a bigger impact player. Love y'all forever dropping the 2 in the chat. Thank you. Says Lane is inching closer to Bateman's chain. Hey, look, man, we know what we call him. Jacoby, snatch your chain, Lane. Look, man, it's on the line. It's on the line right now. Listen, man, that wide receiver 2 spot is on the line. And I will say that, like, again, as much as I love Rashad Bateman, if this kid continues doing what he's doing at 6'4" and 10-inch hands, and Lamar Jackson already saying the things like, yeah, we needed a guy like that. I could see it. I could see it. I could see him snatching not only Bateman's chain, y'all not going to like it, but I could see him snatching Zay's chain too. I can see him snatching Zay's chain too. And Zay will become a wide receiver 2. Lane will be a 1. It's on the table. You can't have one without the other. Y'all talking about snatching Bateman's chain. I'm talking about Zay. His chain might get snatched. Did y'all see that video? Chat, of Zay Flowers? He was throwing the football to Jacoby Lane, like, back and forth. Let me see if I have that. I do have it. This boy, listen, man. Let me pull this up on screen for y'all. Jacoby snatch your chain, Lane, man. This boy, he looking different right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. He looking so different. Let me pull this up on screen. Like the video, y'all. Here we go. Did y'all see this video? Look at this. Zay tossing the ball back and forth with Jacoby Lane. He's just one-handing everything with ease. Do y'all understand how difficult it is to catch a football with one hand with ease like this? This kid is going to be special. He's going to be different. He was raw in college. I understand that, but here's the thing. Jacoby Lane never really got the opportunities at USC because he was behind Mekhi Lemon, who actually did not play last night, by the way. Mekhi Lemon. He didn't play. But what this guy is able to do, this is like literally the perfect fit for Lamar Jackson. It's a perfect fit. A guy who doesn't need to get both hands on the ball to haul it in. Oh, who also, by the way, is 6'4", pushing 6'5". Again, top 99th percentile in terms of hand size in wide receivers in the league. Dude's going to be special. And last night, again, I'm glad that it wasn't just all spectacular catches or whatever. I'm glad that it was the routine stuff. I'm glad it was the boring stuff. Because at the end of the day, that's what you need to see. 1 p.m. CBS games going into the fourth quarter, when you really need to convert on a 3rd and 7, and you're going to send your receiver over the middle, or you're going to send him on whatever route, right? If you can trust him, you put that ball even anywhere near his vicinity, he's going to come down with it. That's what you need. That is what you need. That's what Lamar Jackson responds to, most importantly. I know he loves Zay Flowers. I know Lamar loves him some Zay Flowers. But I've seen firsthand what Lamar Jackson responds to when the going gets rough. He ain't throwing to Zay Flowers. He ain't throwing to Zay Flowers in traffic. He's not. Jacoby, he absolutely can. He absolutely will. Absolutely will. Oh, man. I'm fired up, chat. I'm fired up, man. Ravens football is back. Coaching looked great last night. Offense looked great. Defense looked even better. But let's talk about special teams. We got over 200 people watching live right now. And I really want y'all to hear what I'm about to say. Tyler Luke. Step into my office. Close the door behind you. Tyler, I'm going to ask you to just do one thing. 2 things, actually. Number 1, don't piss me off. Number 2, please do not make a fool out of me. Number two, please do not make a fool out of me. First of all, don't piss me off. But second of all, do not make a fool out of me, Mr. Loop. Because I've been saying the past couple of weeks that the Ravens should, at the very least, bring in some competition for Tyler Loop. Because if you ask me, what has he done exactly to have sole ownership of the first string kicker job here in Baltimore? What has he done? What has he done? And after last night, I think that should have proved it to everybody that we need to get somebody in there to give him some comp. Because right now, if it's 45 yards or more, and there's actual fans in the stadium, like they're not at training camp practice, I'm worried. I'm concerned. Very concerned. Very concerned. It doesn't sit right with me that he missed the very last kick of the season last year. And then he also missed the very first kick of this season. Don't sit right with me. It doesn't. It feels like in a big spot where the game is on the line, if it's from anywhere over 30, 35 yards even, I don't have confidence right now. I don't have confidence in Tyler Loop right now. I want to. But I can't. And last night, it showed it to me. Let me see. Teal says, I don't see why not. Every other position has competition. That's what I'm saying. Sudden, don't get your head knocked between the washer and the dryer. Come on, man. Yeah, I'm just being real. I'm calling a spade a spade. Loop's going to be fine. They need to bring in competition for him. Tread lightly. I'm trying. Look, I'm trying. I ain't trying to be disrespectful. You feel me? Shout out to Tyler Loop. Shout out to Steve. Y'all know. I already know. But listen, man. Listen. That boy, I mean, look, he on a short leash with me. He on a short leash with your boy. Because I ain't finna tolerate it. Not for too much longer. I ain't. Now, in fairness to him, Jesse Minter did say that the operation with the field goal operation with Loop and Ryan Eckley, who was holding it, it's not all the way nailed down, I guess you could say, right? But damn it, they need to get it together. They need to nail it down quick, fast, and in a hurry, because the season is less than a month away. And I'll be damned if, some of these games this season come down to the wire and we're relying on Tyler Loop to make, again, a 40-plus yard field goal. And I'm shaking in my boots like, oh, I really don't know if he's going to make this. As effed up as Justin Tucker is, we knew most time, like 99 times out of 100, he was going to knock down any kick on any given day. Tyler Loop can't say the same. He ain't earned that yet. He ain't earned it yet. In training camp, oh, he nice. He real nice. Shout out to him. He real nice in training camp. But under the lights, like what I say last week, chat, I need to see him under the lights. I need to see him perform in a big spot. And it's not like he didn't bounce back. I mean, he missed that first kick last night. And then he went and he made one from 42 yards out. He had 3 extra points he made. So he bounced back. But to miss that first kick, it's like, brother, do you have the jitters? Do you have the yips? I'm just a little concerned. Somebody said in the chat here with a super chat donation too, by the way. Monty, thank you so much, Monty, says, I think last season messed up his confidence. See, I don't want to be a hypocrite because I have said on this channel before that I thought that after him missing that kick in week 18 versus the Steelers, I felt like that was going to be kind of like his not necessarily like a welcome to the NFL type of moment, but just more so like getting that first pressure packed play under his belt was going to be important for him. And I thought moving forward, he would be able to like not go into those type of kicks, those type of situations with nerves. But it's clear that, that kick is probably still lingering around somewhere in his mental, which is totally understandable. Totally understand. I can only imagine being a field goal kicker. It's like you got one job. You got one job. Put that ball through the uprights. All these other dudes are pouring out blood, sweat, and tears to get this team where it needs to be. Your only job is to kick that damn football through the uprights. That's it. So for him to miss that kick in week 18 and end everybody's season after the two big Zay Flowers touchdowns and, the Isaiah Likely catch, like, oh, we're cooking. We ready. Like, yeah, we going to the playoffs this year. Then Loop goes out there, says, no, we're actually going home. We're actually going home. And as much as we cherish Tyler Loop for missing that kick, right? Ironically enough, because like it got Harbaugh fired and it started a new era in Baltimore. At the same time, Tyler Loop is still our kicker. He's still our kicker. And if he cannot get it together in special teams, out of all things, again, ironically enough, John Harbaugh would leave and special teams ends up being a problem for the Ravens, like a big problem. That would annoy the hell out of me. So yeah, we do need to bring in some competition for Tyler Loop. I definitely do believe that. Let me see. Kickers don't grow on trees. One job. Tyler Loop might be Billy Cundiff-esque if he doesn't lock in. You're right. For me, it's not just the field goals, the kickoff penalty too. Yeah, and I was also watching that. I was also watching for that last night too, Tila. And I don't think he had any kickoff penalties last night. Tyler Loop. Also, let's talk about Ryan Eckley really quick. Ryan Eckley didn't have his best performance either. For all of the bombs that we've been seeing him punt in training camp and stuff like that, it didn't really translate that much in the game. At least his first kick was not good. I think it went like 20 yards, went out of bounds. It wasn't good. But after that, he did bounce back, much like Tyler Loop, which, was encouraging to see. He had like a 42-yard punt that got down at the 10-yard line. He had a couple of other pretty good punts as well, but special teams is something that it definitely needs work. Like offense was A+. Well, let me put it like this. Offense, I would give it a B+. Defense, I give it an A+. Special teams, I give it a C+. In that order. I think that's fair. Defense was an A. Offense was a B. Special teams was a C. I think that's fair to say. Let me see what else here. Let me see. Spicy Rice says, I've been saying Loop's issue is not all technical. He's probably got the yips, good in practice, shaky under pressure. You only get over that by kicking more under pressure. Luckily, we have a defense. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I've been saying this. You guys know this. I've been saying this. Like, it's cool. It's cool when he's in training camp and like he's going 6 for 6 and 7 for 7. And he's cooking. Tyler Loop is great. Love that. But what happens when he's in front of people? You guys even saw at the stadium practice. It was kind of iffy on those first 2 field goals at the stadium practice at UMD. Some say he made it. Some say he didn't make those, right? They didn't have an official to officially declare it. But, it just seems like when he gets, when the pressure's on, when people are in attendance, kind of folds a little bit. Not gonna lie. Which is why, again, I think it's probably the best course of action to just bring in some competition for him. That's it. God's favorite says, what you give coaching side? And I say an A overall. Oh yeah, coaching gets an A++ for me. A++. I said at the beginning of the show, like, I was watching the game with an Eagles fan. He didn't know what happened. By the end of the game, he was like, I don't even know what just happened. Like, I don't know why we performed that badly. I was like, normally when you watch an entire football game and you don't know exactly how your team lost or got their ass kicked, it's probably because of coaching. Like, when it wasn't just one specific player who was just dominating you all game, like Lamar Jackson didn't play, Derrick Henry didn't play. Those guys didn't take over this game. They didn't play. It was third and fourth stringers that came together and put together 4 good quarters of football. That's coaching right there. And again, only 3 penalties. That really shows you. Only 3 penalties. That shows you. That's coaching. I give coaching an A++. A++. So far, they are as advertised. I will say this. You guys remember the damn, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, Declan Doyle. I had said before, I hope that he's on the field calling plays and not in the booth. Last night he was in the booth. And with how productive the Ravens offense was, at least like second quarter and on, I think he probably enjoys it up there. I think he enjoys it. I think so far it's like advantage up in the booth, right? We'll have to see, because he said he's gonna try it out both ways. So against the Vikings, I'm sure he'll probably be on the field with the players. We'll see how he likes that. But I would imagine with how his unit performed last night, he's probably gonna stay up in the booth. I would say that. Let me see. Jesse Mentor literally changed my life. His low key why I'm still not even mad at Loop. LMAO. Yeah, Jesse Mentor, he's changed our life. It changed. Look, I'm a believer now. I was before, but I'm a believer now. Let me read the chat. What y'all talking about in here? What, Dylan acting up again? Nothing new. Dylan, why you be acting up, man? Calm down. Come on now. It's Sunday. I'm normally never live on a Sunday, by the way. But I love you guys so much that I'm live on a Sunday. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Like the video. Let me see here. Booth is it, told you. Booth it is. Look, man. He probably will be up in the booth. Like I said, I think that's what he's gonna prefer. He looked comfortable up there. Obviously, the offense was clicking for the most part. So I think he's probably gonna be up in the booth, but I would prefer him. Again, I still prefer him to be on the field, collaborating with the players, Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry in real time. I think that's gonna mean a lot for their relationship. And the stronger that they have, like, the stronger bond that those guys have from coach to player, the better. Okay. What else did I want to get to from this game? How about Austin Reed? He had a rushing touchdown. This guy, he was formerly in the UFL, had some highs and lows there, and now he's with the Ravens. And this guy, he's got like a confidence. He's got like a swagger to him. You know what I mean? Like I liked it. I was messing with it. I don't know about y'all, but I was messing with Austin Reed last night. Like he was making some good decisions. He had a really good throw toward the boundary where the I think it was number 86 Johnson. He dropped it. It's like a flat out drop. I think it was a flag on the play too, but it's just a flat out drop by number 86. He's probably gonna be looking for work on Monday morning. I said load up the LinkedIn, hop on the Indeed, because that was an egregious drop by that guy. But Austin Reed, he made a great throw, and he moved the football down the field and got in the end zone with a rushing touchdown. Man, I like what I saw from Austin Reed. I think that, obviously with how Joe Fagnano performed last night, and then of course you have Tyler Huntley backing up Lamar. I don't see a future on the Ravens for Austin Reed, unfortunately. I just don't think that they roster 4 quarterbacks. But I do think that Austin Reed played himself into another opportunity elsewhere. There's going to be another team who needs a backup quarterback, right? They need a second string quarterback, and they'll probably look at the tape that Austin Reed put out last night, and they'll go ahead and they'll pick him up. I like what I saw from him. I did. Austin Reed did a good. He did a good job. He did a good job. Do you think Stephen A. Smith is still going to criticize Lamar Jackson? Chris, yeah, for sure. I mean, national media, they're always going to criticize Lamar Jackson until he gets the Super Bowl ring. It just is what it is. By the way, Lamar Jackson was looking clean last night too. Fresh hairdo. You feel me? Like, he was looking clean on the sideline. He was looking clean. Let me see. God's favorite says, I think Declan Doyle will enjoy being on the field too because of the two-way conversation, he's going to have with Lamar. But he was cooking in the booth. I like it because you can see everything. Yeah, you get the all 22 angle. You get that bird's eye view. So I get it. I get it. But again, like you mentioned, the one-to-one conversation, like the end-to-end conversation with Lamar Jackson on the field and Zay Flowers and all those guys, I think is going to be imperative. Speaking of Watson, did y'all see the Browns quarterback room highlights? I did not. I got to watch that. Lane is taking your boy's spot at wide receiver 2. We talked about that, Giovanni. I think he could take wide receiver 1. And now look at you. Oh, whoa, Sutton. Whoa, slow down, Slutton. Slow down, Sutton. Don't talk about Zay Flowers like that. Nah, hey, look, Jacoby Lane, he pushing for that chain now. Jacoby, snatch your chain, Lane. I'm telling you. Zay look clean too with the muscle shirt. I have to go back and watch. I didn't notice. But I think that was pretty much about it that I had from the game chat. Overall, I was extremely impressed by our Ravens last night, chat. I mean, listen, if you were impressed too, please like the video. Comment down below what was your favorite part of last night, man. I could not be happier with where this Ravens team is at right now. I'm smiling through it all. I cannot believe this is my life. Okay? I cannot believe this is my life. Like I said before, coaching gets an A++ for me. Defense gets an A+ for me. Offense got a B+. Special teams got a C. There are some things to improve upon, but the main thing is that these rookies, and when I say rookies, I mean Jacoby Lane. When I say rookies, I mean Elijah Surratt, even despite the fumble. When I say rookies, I mean Vinga Ioane. I mean Matthew Hibner. Those guys came to play. We got some dogs. Okay? I'm going to just leave it at that. We have some dogs here on this team. Ravens football is back. This defense, I can already tell this year is going to be a top 3 unit in the league. Probably top 2 and not 2. That defense last night, I think, shocked the world. Again, the Eagles were favored to beat us. So, like, what do you think the odds makers woke up this morning thinking? What do you think the national media woke up this morning thinking? Oh, shit, the Ravens might actually be real deal contenders this year. It's like, yeah, duh. Look what Jesse Minter was able to do with 3rd and 4th stringers on defense. Basically pitch a shutout to the Philadelphia Eagles. Come on now. But slowly roll aside your man's in arms length of getting his chain snatched. Slutting is crazy. It is. Oh my gosh, man. Slutting is crazy. You're right. I'm not messing with y'all, man. I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna go hang with the family, okay? I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. We'll be back live tomorrow, Monday, on the main pod, me and Alex. Salute to y'all. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. become a channel member, right? Sliding. Oh man, I'm not about to turn this into another happy hour episode. I'm not on this beautiful Sunday. Okay, Surratt and Lane coming up. Yes, they are. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And I'll catch y'all